America loves a good love story. And when pop music royalty meets a football hero, the whole country watches. This is the imagined love story of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. A story about timing, about courage, about two worlds colliding, music and football. Some call it fate, some call it luck. Others call it the most exciting celebrity relationship in America. But tonight we ask one question. What if their love story led to an engagement that stopped the nation? Stay with me. And at the end, tell me, do you follow celebrity relationships or do you think real love should stay private? Taylor Swift grew up in quiet places. A small room, a notebook, a pen moving fast across the page. While other kids played outside, Taylor wrote. She wrote about feelings she didn't fully understand yet. Well, loneliness, wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. Music became her safe place. Words became her voice. She didn't just sing songs. She told stories. Stories about first crushes. Stories about heartbreak. Stories about getting back up after falling down. And slowly people listened. Millions of people. Young girls saw themselves in her words. Older fans felt understood again. Her music wasn't loud, it was honest. Taylor became more than a singer. She became a mirror. Travis Kelce's world looked very different. No notebooks, no quiet rooms. His life was loud from the start. Football fields, whistles blowing, crowds screaming his name. He learned early that success meant strength, speed, focus. While Taylor learned how to express emotions, Travis learned how to take hits and keep moving. He practiced in the rain. He played through pain. He pushed himself harder every season. Winning wasn't just a dream, it was expected. And he delivered. Super Bowls, trophies, cheers that shook stadiums. Travis became a symbol of American football. Strong, confident, fearless. From the outside, their lives had nothing in common. Taylor lived on stages filled with lights and music. Travis lived on fields marked with lines and rules. Her nights ended with applause and flowers. His nights ended with ice baths and locker rooms. Different schedules, different pressures, different worlds. They didn't move in the same circles. They didn't attend the same events. And yet, America loved them both. Taylor represented emotion. Travis represented power. She sang about heartbreak. He played through pain. She turned feelings into songs. He turned effort into wins. And America watched them grow, separately, until one moment changed everything. America has a funny way of bringing people together. Sometimes it doesn't happen quietly. Sometimes it happens on the biggest stage. It happens when stories cross paths, when music meets sports, when emotion meets strength, when two worlds stop running apart and turn toward each other. That moment didn't begin with a meeting. It began with curiosity. Travis admired Taylor from a distance, not as a superstar, but as a storyteller. He listened to her songs. He understood the honesty in them. And something about her felt familiar, like she spoke for people who couldn't speak for themselves. For Taylor, she had spent years protecting her heart. Her life was always under a microscope. Every friendship is questioned. Every relationship is judged. She learned to be careful. She learned to guard her peace. Love, for her, was no longer simple. It came with noise, opinions, pressure. Still, she believed in it. She always had. Two people, two paths, two very different lives. Yet both carried the same truth. Success doesn't stop loneliness. Fame doesn't replace connection. And even the strongest people want to be chosen. Sometimes, love doesn't arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it starts with a small thought, a question, a name spoken out loud. What if? What if two worlds could meet? What if differences didn't matter? What if timing finally worked? America didn't know it yet, but the story had already begun. Not with a date, not with a headline, but with one brave moment. One man deciding to speak her name, and one world is about to stop and watch. The night was loud. Music filled the air. Lights flashed across the stage. Thousands of voices sang every word. Taylor Swift stood under the spotlight, doing what she had always done, telling stories through music. In the crowd, among fans of all ages, was Travis Kelce. Not in a jersey, not on a football field, not being interviewed, just another face in the crowd. For once, he wasn't the star. He was the listener. Travis watched her perform. He saw how the crowd reacted to her words, how her songs made people cry, how they made people feel seen. This wasn't about fame anymore. It wasn't about awards. It was admiration. And in that moment, Travis wasn't thinking like an athlete. He was thinking like a man. Before the concert, he had done something small, but brave. He made a friendship bracelet. Fans did it all the time. It was part of the culture. A simple way to connect. But this one was different. It had his number on it. Not flashy. Not dramatic. Just honest. It wasn't a promise. It wasn't pressure. It was a quiet message that said, "I'd like to know you." Travis hoped, just for a second, that he might get the chance to give it to her. Not on stage. Not in front of cameras. Just hand to hand. But concerts don't work that way. The show ended. The lights dimmed. Security moved fast. And the moment slipped away. He didn't meet her that night. The bracelet stayed in his pocket. And most people would have let it end there. But this story didn't end. Because sometimes the smallest moments travel the farthest. Later, Travis casually mentioned it. Not as a big confession. Not as a plan. Just a funny, honest story. "I tried to give her a bracelet," he said. "It had my number on it. That was it." But the internet heard everything. Fans picked it up instantly. Clips spread. Posts multiplied. Comments exploded. People smiled. People laughed. People leaned in. Because it wasn't smooth. It wasn't perfect. It was real. Suddenly, it wasn't just a bracelet. It was a symbol. A man shooting his shot. A simple gesture in a world of big egos. A moment that felt human. And America loved it. Taylor heard about it too. Not from headlines, but from whispers. Friends mentioned it. Her team mentioned it. A football star. A bracelet. A number. It was unexpected. And somehow, charming. Taylor had seen many approaches in her life. Big speeches. Public attention. Grand gestures meant for cameras. This wasn't that. This was small. Almost shy. And that made it different. Nothing happened right away. No announcement. No confirmation. Just curiosity. A question hanging quietly in the air. And sometimes that's how real things begin. Not with fireworks, but with interest. Fans kept talking. What if she called? What if they met? What if this was something more? The internet waited. And somewhere between headlines and whispers, between jokes and hopes, something real began to grow. Not yet love, but possibility. One bracelet. One number. One brave moment. That was all it took to start a story that America would soon be unable to stop watching. It started quietly. One game. One stadium. One unexpected face in the crowd. When Taylor Swift walked into the football stadium, something shifted. People noticed. Not because she asked for attention. Not because she stood out. But because America recognized her instantly. The cameras turned. Slowly at first. Then again. Then again. Commentators smiled as they spoke her name. Some laughed. Some looked surprised. Fans in the stands cheered louder than before. This wasn't planned. It wasn't forced. It was natural. Taylor sat in the stands cheering like anyone else. She clapped. She smiled. She leaned forward when the game got tense. She wasn't performing. She wasn't promoting anything. She was just present. And that made all the difference. For Travis, this moment mattered. Not because of fame. Not because of headlines. But because she showed up. It said more than words ever could. Suddenly the game felt different. Every catch brought louder cheers. Every touchdown felt bigger. Not just because of football, but because something new had entered the space. Something human. This wasn't just football anymore. This wasn't just music anymore. It was culture happening in real time. Two worlds colliding on a Sunday afternoon. People who never watched football tuned in. They didn't know the rules. They didn't care about the score. They watched for her reactions. Her smiles. Her quiet excitement. And slowly they started to care. At the same time, football fans started paying attention to music. They asked questions. They shared songs. They listened. Not because they had to, but because curiosity had opened a door. Social media moved fast. Clips replayed. Screenshots spread. Memes were born. But beneath the jokes was something else. Joy. People weren't arguing. They weren't divided. They were smiling. For once, the internet felt light. Every week, America wondered the same thing. Would she show up again? When she did, the pause happened again. Cameras turned. Crowds reacted. The moment repeated. And still it didn't feel tired. Taylor never took center stage. She never made it about herself. She let the game be the game. And that respect mattered. For Travis, her presence became steady. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just consistent. She didn't need to say anything. Showing up was enough. This wasn't a headline love story. It was a slow one. Built on shared moments. Built on support. Built on comfort. America watched not because it was shocking, but because it felt good. In a world full of noise, this felt simple. Two people cheering for each other, and suddenly love was everywhere. On TV screens, on phones, in conversations at dinner tables. Not forced, not fake, just visible. This wasn't about gossip anymore. It was about connection. And America couldn't look away. Fame changes everything, even love. When you are famous, nothing stays private for long. Moments that should be small become big. Feelings that should be personal become public. For Taylor and Travis, this was the hardest part. They were not just dating. They were being watched. Every smile became news. One photo could travel the world in minutes. One look could start 100 opinions. Every hug became a headline. Was it real? Was it planned? Was it too much? And when they were quiet, that became a story too. Silence turned into rumors. Time apart turned into questions. The world demanded answers they never owed. Taylor had lived this life before. She knew how fast love could turn into noise, how quickly something beautiful could feel heavy. She had learned to protect her heart, to move carefully, to choose peace. This time, something was different. She didn't look rushed. She didn't look anxious. She looked calm. Travis felt it too. His life had always been public, but not like this. Football fans watched his games. But now the world watched his emotions. Still he stayed steady, grounded. He didn't speak too much. He didn't perform for attention. He stayed present. They didn't try to convince anyone. They didn't rush to prove anything. They just lived. Taylor showed up at his games. Not for cameras, but enough to matter. She sat with her family. She laughed. She cheered. She fit into his world without taking it over. Travis showed up for her too. Concert nights, backstage moments, long flights just to be there. He stood in the crowd, not in front. He let her shine. And that balance was rare. There was no rush, no dramatic posts, no loud statements. They moved at their own pace. And that quiet confidence spoke louder than words. Family moments mattered. Meeting parents, sharing dinners, being normal when the cameras were gone. Those moments didn't make headlines, but they built trust. The pressure never stopped. There were always questions. Is it real? Is it serious? How long will it last? But they didn't answer. They didn't need to. Love doesn't grow under force. It grows under choice. And again they chose each other. Not because of fame, not because of attention, but because it felt right. Under the microscope, most relationships crack. But this one stayed soft, steady, alive. And America noticed. Time has a way of asking questions. Not out loud, not suddenly, but slowly. And for Taylor and Travis, time asked the biggest one of all. What comes next? At first, no one said it. Fans watched quietly. Friends stayed respectful. The relationship felt young but strong. Still, time kept moving. And with time came curiosity. The question didn't come from reporters. They were busy watching. It didn't come from fans. They were busy hoping. The question came from time itself. How long can something this real stay untouched? Little signs started to appear. Not obvious ones. Not dramatic ones. Just moments that made people pause. The way Travis looked at Taylor. The comfort in her smile. The ease between them. This wasn't new love anymore. It was steady love. Rumors began quietly. A comment here. A headline there. Could this be serious? Is this heading somewhere? No one knew, but everyone guessed. Soon the whispers grew louder. Was Travis shopping for a ring? Did he talk to her parents? Was he planning something big or something private? People zoomed into photos. They studied hands. They counted months. Taylor's fans noticed changes too. Her writing felt different, softer, hopeful. Was she writing love songs again? Not heartbreak songs, not goodbye songs, but songs about safety, about home. Were they ready? That became the question everywhere. On TV, on podcasts, on social media. People asked like they knew them, like they were part of the story. But Taylor and Travis stayed quiet. They didn't deny anything. They didn't confirm anything. They lived their lives. They traveled. They laughed. They supported each other. Some said it was too soon. Others said it felt right. Everyone had an opinion, but none of them mattered. Because love doesn't move on public time. It moves on private truth. And only two people knew that truth. America waited. Not impatiently, but hopefully. Because this story felt different. It felt gentle. And people wanted it to end well. Time kept moving. And with every passing day, the question grew louder. Not if, but when. Picture this. A quiet night. No stadium lights. No screaming crowds. No flashing cameras. Just stillness. Just two people in the same room. The day had been ordinary. No big events. No red carpets. Just time. The kind of time that feels safe. The kind of time where nothing needs to be proven. They talked like they always did. About work. About family. About small things that mattered. The world outside felt far away. And for once it stayed there. Travis felt it before he said it. That calm certainty. The feeling that life made more sense with her in it. Not louder. Not bigger. Just better. He didn't plan a speech. He didn't rehearse words. He spoke from the place that mattered most. He told her he was proud. Proud of her strength. Proud of her honesty. Proud of the way she stayed kind in a loud world. He told her he saw her. Not the star. Not the headlines. But the woman who laughed quietly. Who listened deeply. Who loved carefully. He told her something simple. Life feels better with you in it. The room felt still. Time slowed. Taylor listened. Not shocked. Not nervous. She felt something else. She thought about her past. The heartbreaks. The lessons. The long nights spent riding through pain. She thought about how love once felt fragile. And how this love felt steady. Then Travis took a breath. And he knelt. No cameras. No music swelling in the background. No audience holding its breath. Just one man, one woman, and a moment that belonged only to them. He asked one question. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just honestly. Taylor didn't rush. She didn't need to. Her answer was already there. In her calm. In her smile. In the way she reached for him. She said yes. Not as a performance. Not for a story. But for a future. The world didn't know yet. No alerts. No headlines. Just quiet joy. They stayed there for a while. Talking. Laughing. Letting the moment settle. The ring wasn't the point. The promise was. Outside life went on. But inside that room, everything had changed. Two worlds had finally met. Not on a stage. Not on a field. But in a quiet moment where love spoke first. The next morning, America wakes up. Phones light up. Notifications buzz. At first, it feels like any other day. Then people see it. One post. Simple. Quiet. One photo. Two hands. One ring. No long caption. No explanation. Just enough. The internet stops. Then it explodes. Fans scream. Fans cry. Some sit up in bed staring at their screens. Some run to tell friends. Did you see this? Is this real? Talk shows change their plans. Hosts smile wider than usual. Guests clap. They replay the photo again and again. Not because it's shocking, but because it's joyful. Social media fills with hearts. People post old clips, old songs, old moments. They talk about timing. They talk about fate. They talk about hope. Strangers smile at their phones. On buses, in offices, in coffee shops. People who don't know them feel happy for them. Because love stories remind people of their own. For a moment, the world feels lighter. News cycles slow. Arguments pause. Something soft moves through the noise. This wasn't just celebrity news. It felt personal. Like watching two people choose happiness in a loud world. Some people say it's just a story. Others say it's real. But in that moment, it doesn't matter. Because hope doesn't need proof. Love, real or imagined, still matters. It still moves people. It still connects strangers. The photo keeps traveling. Across cities. Across time zones. Across screens where people need something good to believe in. Taylor and Travis stay quiet. No interviews. No speeches. They let the moment breathe. Because some moments don't need explaining. They just need space. And for one day America agrees. It smiles. It celebrates. It believes. This story isn't just about celebrities. It never was. Fame only made it visible. The truth is deeper. This story is about hope. The hope that love can find you anywhere. In places you never planned. With someone you never expected. Even when your worlds don't match. Taylor and Travis came from different lives. Different schedules. Different pressures. Different ways of being seen. Yet something simple connected them. Respect. They didn't try to change each other. They didn't compete for attention. They made space. Space to grow. Space to breathe. Space to choose. That's what made this story feel real. Not the fame, but the care. This story reminds us that timing matters. Love isn't about rushing. It's about arriving when both people are ready. After lessons. After healing. After learning who you are. It also reminds us that love doesn't need noise. It doesn't need proof. It grows best in quiet moments, in showing up, in listening, in choosing again and again. Millions watched this story unfold, but the lesson isn't for the crowd. It's personal. It tells us that love doesn't belong to one type of person, not just artists, not just athletes. Love belongs to anyone brave enough to try again. It tells us that even under pressure, even under judgment, even under a microscope, love can stay soft. And maybe that's why people cared so much. Not because it was perfect, but because it felt possible. In a loud world, this story whispered something gentle. You don't have to be the same to belong together. You just have to choose each other. That's why this story matters. Not because of who they are, but because of what it reminds us. Love is still real, still worth believing in, still worth choosing without fear. So now I ask you, do you enjoy following celebrity love stories? Do they inspire you, or do you think love should stay private? Tell me in the comments. Like this video if you enjoy emotional pop culture stories. Subscribe for more heartfelt stories that bring us together. Because sometimes, America doesn't just watch love. America believes in it.